Hello, I'm Sarah with Core Motion Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to go through a 30-minute core workout focusing on stability. So all you need is a mat. So why don't you go ahead and join me on the mat. We're going to start on our hands and knees and just a couple warm-up stretches, and then we'll get into the workout. So go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers out nice and wide on your mat and round through your spine, tucking your chin in. And then release into a nice spinal release. And round again. And release that low back, lift your chin, rock your head back. And one more time. Great job. From here, we're gonna walk our toes back behind us and begin in a mini plank series. So go ahead and take your toes to the ground, up onto your hands and toes. If you need to be on your knees, that's an option to modify. We're just going to stay here for 10 seconds and then rest back down. Let's do that again. Go ahead and lift the knees up, bracing through the core, and hold for 10 seconds only. And then release back down. You've got one more time just like that. So bring those knees up off of the ground. And then sit back into a child's pose. And we'll move on. We've got one more quick stretch to warm up our body. So tuck your toes, press back into a downward facing dog, letting those hips go high. And then from here, roll up onto your tippy toes, into a plank position, and bend your knees, bend your elbows, and lift up through your chest. Good, we'll repeat that 2 more times. So tuck your toes, rock yourself back, lift up onto your tippy toes, roll forward, bend both elbows and knees, and coming up, release your toes. And last time through, rock back, up onto those toes, rolling forward, hold, bend both knees and elbows, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, and rock back once again into a child's pose. All right, we are going to begin on our back. We have a progressive series of core work. So you can start with the basic and level up, and if you need to level down at any time, you have that option to modify. All right, we have 45 second sets of work with 15-second recoveries. So it's going to be challenging, but go fairly quickly. I'm gonna set my timer here. Our first exercise, we're on our back. We've got toe taps to the ground. So back is flat, knees are bent to 90 degrees, and you're simply going to tap one toe at a time down to the ground and keep the abdominals pulled in with your hips nice and neutral on the mat. All right, here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Begins right here, arms by your side, and tap down. The focus here is on your hips being nice and stable with your low back grounded. And if you don't want to touch all the way to the ground, it's no big deal. Just keep in mind this is a progressive workout, so each round or each time we move up, it'll get more challenging. Great job. Just focus on your breathing. Exhale down. Inhale back up. It's a nice gentle way to wake up the abdominals. Continue on and done. Hug your knees in towards your body, rock side to side. And we are going to level up just a little bit more here. Moving on to a dead bug. So dead bug, our hands and knees are going to start up, and we're going to reach same arm and leg back, and then bring it back in and switch to the other side. Extend nice and long and come back in. If you want to add a little extra pressure to the hand and leg that's in toward the body, you are welcome to do that. So we are going to begin here in 5 seconds. So hands and knees start up. Once again, hips are nice and stable to the ground. As soon as we hear that timer, we're gonna go. So right arm and leg extend, and then squeeze back in. Exhale, extend. Inhale back in. Great job. And if lowering the leg causes your low back to come off of your mat, then all you have to do is just keep that leg up a little bit higher No problem there. Great job. More than halfway right here. And let's finish this up. One more on each side. And here's our last one. And good. Hug your knees in towards your body. Rock your hips side to side. Your final exercise in this set is a double leg stretch. Both arms and legs are going to go away from the body at the same time and hug back in. There's your timer, so go ahead and begin and reach. And again, if this needs a modification, go back to that dead bug, repeating it one more time. And if you'd like a little bit more, you're going to roll up into a small crunch as you come out of this double leg stretch. Keeping in mind that your chin should tuck down as you roll up, not leaving your head behind. And at any time, if that's too much, just keep the legs and arms going and the head resting on the ground. And done. Great job. Sit here for a moment and take a little stretch. We are going to move into a side series. So resting on one side of our body only for the whole set, and then going to the other side for the next time through. So to begin with, we'll be on one elbow. If your shoulders need a little breather, you also can come down here at any time. So beginning with our legs straight, we're gonna be lifting that top leg up and down. So engaging through our obliques, hand on the ground, and we'll just lift up and flex down. That's all it is. So get ready to go in 3, 2, 1, and we lift and flex back down. Great job. So we're keeping our shoulders relaxed away from our ears and engaging through our abdominals and our obliques. You're also getting a nice bit of work for your hips here, and the mobilization in the feet is always wonderful. Good, keep it coming. And if you want the breathing pattern, it's inhale up, exhale back down. So keeping it nice and slow as you release down. Good job, and 3 seconds to go. All right, we are gonna take a little rest here, so bring your knees in, bottom arm comes up and over, move your wrist around in a small circle, and we're going right back down into our side plank. I'm gonna show you this next option. So up onto both feet, we're gonna lower our hips down and then lift back up. Join me now, lower down and lift. Modification on one knee, down and up. So as you can see, the hips are stacked on top of each other. We're keeping our shoulders nice and strong here. Continuing to work through the obliques. Good. Inhale down, exhale back up. Great work. Over halfway. You are doing wonderful here. And last 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and get 3 more tap downs. And last one there, and release. Good, hug the knees back in and bring that arm back up and over. And we're gonna continue on that same side one last time. This time we have rotations. So back up onto the elbow, arm reaches up tall, and we rotate down, and we come all the way up. Let's go, that's your timer right there. So exhale down, and inhale, stretch back up. Of course, the modification on one leg, rotate down, and lift back up. As you rotate, remember that we are rotating the rib cage right underneath the rib cage. We're not rotating our hips down and up, okay? There's a time for that, but it's not right now. And that bottom shoulder is probably getting a little bit tight, so don't worry, we will stretch it out as soon as we're done. You've got your final 5 seconds. And release right here and done. All right, big stretch. Whew, really felt those obliques. So take that arm up and over And then we're going to take the same arm that's overstretched and bring it across our body. Thumb down, wiggle your fingers. And let's repeat everything on the other side. So move those shoulders around, flip end to end, and we'll get ready for that opposite side. So beginning in that lower position, okay, right here, legs are straight with just the leg lift only. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and begin. And again, we'll point up, flex down, just to get some mobility in the ankle and toes. Your hand can be here on the ground. And remember, your modification, if you'd like, is all the way down on the mat in a more supported position. Great job. Now, sometimes we tend to sink into our shoulder, so really lift up out of that shoulder. Great work, 10 seconds to go. That is it. And let's do one more up, down, and release. Good job. Bring your knees in, and again, we'll just take that nice mermaid stretch up and over. And coming back down, this is where we have our hip drops in that side plank position. So elbow under the shoulder, legs are straight, and lift your hips right here, and then lower them down and up. And take this real slow, there's no need to rush. Remember, we inhale down, exhale back up. And just at that halfway point right here, can you power those hips up a little bit higher, knowing that you will not do this again today. So work hard. And you've got 7 seconds to go. Let's get 2 more big ones in right here. And last one. And done. All right, knees come in. Once again, arm over. Look down at your toes, maybe rotate through that wrist a little bit. And we come back down. Now we have our rotations. So elbow underneath the shoulder, bring your hips back up, arm up nice and tall, and we take that rotation under the ribs, and we lift up. Remembering you have the modification of being on your knee if you prefer. Good job, good job. And stay with me, you're halfway there. Feeling strong through that upper body and through the obliques. Final 10 seconds, you've got this. All right, let's get one more and then we'll finish up with a big stretch once again on this side. So bring your knees in and the arm comes up and over. Great work. And then let's take that arm across our body. Thumb points down, and then take a few rotations in the wrist. Very nice job. All right, moving on. We are going to roll like a ball on this next one. So you may want to move toward the front of your mat. And if you're on a very hard surface, you may even want to fold your mat over so that you have a little extra cushion under your spine, all right? So whatever works for you. We're gonna point our toes to begin with, okay? We're gonna rock back slightly so that we're not resting on our tailbone, but that tailbone is tucked under. Tucking our chin, we're gonna roll back and then roll up and balance. So if you can take your toes off the ground, that would be great. We're gonna take a roll back and then roll up, balance, and just repeat that. Now, if that doesn't feel very good for you, then you just roll slowly back and then roll slowly back up. Just trying to find some mobility in the spine here. All right, 3, 2, 1, roll back and up and hold. Now, if you can see here, I'm not sitting all the way up, which would throw me off balance, but I'm staying curved in that ball position. My abdominals pulled in tight and my chin tucked in. Again, this is setting us up for our final move, where we have a fun combination coming your way. Almost there, 15 seconds to go. And again, your head should never slam onto the ground. And one more time. All right, we are gonna stay seated on this next one and move into a straddle position. So your straddle is really as wide as you're comfortable with. Doesn't have to look like my straddle or anybody else's straddle, but we're gonna sit up tall, resting on those sitting bones with our fingers behind our ears, okay? Our elbows out wide. Just take a side bend to one side, slowly come up through the center, and a side bend to the other side, and come up through the center. Now, if you can flex your feet, great. If you wanna point your toes, great, but just floppy feet isn't gonna work for me. So strong through your legs, one way or the other. And let's begin with those side bends. So working on posture, and then that lateral flexion. If you want to exhale down, inhale slowly back up. That would be wonderful. Good, keep going. Again, think about your feet. They're not just hanging out. They have to work too. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. We're gonna put it all together with our rolling like a ball and then right into our straddle. Kind of more of a dynamic exercise for the core. And you've got 5 seconds left. All right, so what's happening next while we're recovering, I'm gonna show you real quick, is that we're gonna roll back. So you're starting that roll like the ball, roll back. You're gonna roll up, split your legs, and bend side to side. And then you're gonna do it again. Roll back, roll up. There's our timer, let's begin now. So tuck your knees in, roll back, roll up, and then side to side. Good, and if that doesn't work for you, then please just stay with one of the other moves. That felt great from this set. Good, hug your knees in. And again, when you move into that straddle, your feet need to be activated, pointed, or flexed. Either way is just fine. Great job, last one right here. And side to side, and that is your timer right there. Great job. So moving on, we're gonna go onto our front side for this next series and work through our back and our glutes. So go ahead and go prone position on your mat, which simply means that you're on your front side. And our feet are about hip distance apart here with our toes pointed. To begin with, we are going to take our hands out in front of our face. Elbows are pointed back towards our hips. We're gonna roll up into a baby cobra, drawing our belly button into our spine, and then lower down slowly and lift our legs up off of the mat, and then just gently repeat that baby cobra and then the leg lift. So again, this is kind of a building exercise just like all the other ones, and we're gonna have some fun with a combo at the end. Here we go. 45 seconds. Again, this is not fast. We're gonna roll up, chin is in, belly button is in, and then just gently roll down and lift those legs. Feel your shoulder blades pull together at the top of that move. And if lifting both legs doesn't feel good, you always have that option to just lift one leg at a time, just like this. Great job. Be intentional about squeezing through your glutes as you lift your legs, pointing your toes. And time is up. All right, we're gonna add a little bit more to this movement. So again, your choice, how far you wanna go, but we are going to lift up through our upper body. And then as we lower, we're going to extend arm and leg of the same side, and then come right back up, and then extend arm and leg on the other side. Now, if you want to, if you're feeling more flexible, you can come up a little higher into that cobra. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift up through the upper body, and then shoot forward, arm and leg, hold, and inhale back up. Exhale, shoot forward, hold. Great job. Nice work. All right, you're halfway there, feeling nice and flexible through your spine. and keeping our hips nice and level on the mat, trying not to rock to the side that is supporting our body. And let's try to get one more for each side here. Great job. We're gonna take it back into a child's pose to just take some tension out of our back and get ready for our next move. So this next one is called a Swan Dive. We're gonna come forward into that same position. This pull up off of the mat through our upper body, squeezing through our glutes, and we're gonna send both arms forward and lift our legs, and then roll back up, and then send both arms forward and both legs back. And again, you modify however you want to. Go back to that one where it's just one side of the body lifting and then the other. Either one is fine. Here we go. Face down, squeeze your glutes, and roll your forward all the way up as high as you're feeling comfortable, and shoot forward, hold, and then right back up. Inhale and exhale, release. Good job. Just shooting yourself out and holding that isometric pose. Great job. And again, maybe you don't want to come up so high and you still need to be right here. This is great. Almost there, 10 seconds to go. And let's get that last swan dive in here and hold it up and rest. Good, we're gonna sit back into our child's pose once again and just rock our hips side to side. That was a lot of work for the glutes and the back. So let's release. Great work. Now we have a plank series at the very end, just like we started with, but a little bit more challenging. So go ahead and come up onto your elbows, and we'll start this one on our knees. So plank retraction and protraction. So we're working the muscles in the upper back here. So we're gonna round through our upper back. First of all, our hips are tucked. Round through the upper back, and then I want you to release through the upper back and feel the pulling of your shoulder blades together, and then you're gonna push back up. So toes can be tucked, they can be flat. It doesn't really matter. If you needed to do this from tabletop, okay, it's kind of like a cat-cow, except for that the arch is now in the upper back instead of the low back. So if you needed to round and release, you could do it there to take a little pressure off the shoulders if you needed that. All right, here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Tuck your hips and round through the upper back, and then release. And again, round. And we're trying to keep our head in the same position the whole time. Sometimes when we do this, we'll like stick our chin out. That's not what we're looking for at all. It's just a down and up motion here through that upper back. And you want to even feel your shoulder blades almost touch as you get into that retraction. Good, and pressing equally with both sides of the body. Sometimes one shoulder is stronger than the other, and that's why it's good to do this as well, to push evenly through both. And done. All right, rest for a moment here and relax. We're gonna move into our next set of plank work, and this is an extended plank. So go ahead and bring your hands to the front of your mat, okay, and your toes back behind you, and then you're gonna be lifting up. Now your first option is to have the elbows on the ground, but they are in front of the shoulders. Your next option is to come all the way up. It's almost like a Superman, where your hands are in front of your shoulders. And what you're gonna feel here is that your upper abdominals are engaging like crazy. So option one, elbows in front of shoulders. Option two, you're up on your hands. Either one is fine, okay? I'm gonna try the hand position for a little bit. I like it. It's actually really great for the shoulders. There's not as much stress in the shoulder joint in this position. And we're really feeling those upper abdominals working. Again, modification or a different option is right here with the elbows in front of the shoulders. What I don't want to see is our booties in the air, so keep them tucked, nice and level, belly button pointing toward the mat. Great work. You've got 10 seconds to go. In 3, and 2, and 1, and done. Great job. Sit back, take a little load off here. All right, we're gonna work on anti-rotation for this next one. So it's a huge stability move for a plank. We're gonna call it around the world. So you're gonna be up on your hands and your toes. Okay, everything's about hip and shoulder distance apart. All you're gonna do is tap your right hand to the side and then bring it back in. Tap your left hand to the side, bring it back in, right toe and left toe, okay? So really it's not around in a circle, but it's right, left, just so that you can get that stability training to keep your hips and your belly button pointing toward the mat. Here we go, 45 seconds on the clock, and you're in your plank position, squeezing tight, and off to the side you go, and switch. And right leg, tap out, left leg, tap out, and repeat. So really we wanna try to keep those hips from wobbling. Great job. Now try with your left arm starting, just for a change up, and left leg, and left leg. Good, do that one more time. The longer you hold those limbs out to the side, the more challenging it is. All right, choose whichever way you want to start, doesn't matter to me on this last time through. And time is up, and sit back into a downward facing dog right here. Great work. All right, a little finisher drill here to make sure that our core worked nice and hard. We're gonna do some cross body work. Now, what that looks like is our fingers are behind our ears. We're gonna tap our toe to the ground and cross our body, come back to the center, and do it on the other side. So, elbows are wide. We're making sure our shoulders are coming across our midline, and we're not just flapping our elbows toward the midline. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good job. Remember, your rotation is not huge through that thoracic spine, so don't force it, okay? Just feel a little bit of movement toward the midline, and you're good to go. And you can take this as slow or as fast as you want to, as long as you're in control. Great job, right till the end, right till that timer goes off. And done, nice work. All right, next up, we're gonna straighten out the legs and make this a little bit more of a stretch. So legs are straight, lower one down, and elbow toward the knee, and then bring the legs straight back up. Here we go, elbow toward the knee, and straight back up. Great job. This is bothering your head and neck at all? Okay, and then just do the legs only. Don't worry about that cross body movement. It's up to you. Finish it strong. Let's do one more on each side. And maybe one more, sorry about that. And here we are done right now. Hug your knees in, let your head move side to side. And we are gonna finish up with only just straight leg scissors. So arms are by your side, and you're gonna scissor those legs small to begin with, and then gradually make them bigger and bigger. So let's start with our heels together. Little baby kicks, feeling those lower abdominals, really working hard here. Knees soft if you need them soft, making it a little bit bigger. And again, you can take this as slow or as fast as you need to. Great job, a little bit bigger. Staying in kind of that big middle range. Woo! Really feeling the lower abdominals start to work. Good job, full range right here. Full scissors. If you need to bend your knees, you can, but try to go straight legs as long as you can. Final challenge, lift your upper body and hands by your sides. You've got 5 seconds left. And done. Oh, we made it. Stretch your arms and legs long, and it's time to take a quick recovery. So reach your arms and legs long. Lifting your low back up off of your mat. And then bring one knee in for a big squeeze. And we will take this knee across our body. And then stretch your arm out and look away from the knee. And bring it back to center. And switch to the other side. Hug your knee in. And bring the knee across your body. And look away. Great job. Put both feet on the ground and hands are by your side. Just tuck your tailbone and roll your hips up off the mat. Hold here. Good. And bring your arms up over your head. Out to the side. Clasp them underneath your hips. Okay, you can stay right here, just resting here. Or if you want to, wiggle those shoulders underneath and press your hips a little bit higher. And hands come out from underneath the body. Gently roll your hips down to the mat. One last big stretch. Arms and legs away from each other. Extend. And you made it. Great job. Thank you for completing that 30-minute core workout with me today. I hope you loved it, and I will see you next time.